Good morning, good morning. We're back again with a midweek update for the current trading week. So if you recall, I spoke about in my last video that the dollar basically, I was looking for it to move to the downside because we had formed a head and shoulder pattern on the lower time frame. If you can see, this was a head and shoulder pattern and it played out quite nicely. So now currently the dollar is at an area where it is looking to form an inverse head and shoulder pattern, thus indicating to us that we are potentially looking for the move to the upside, right? So my bias for the dollar currently is prices below this key zone right here, where it previously a respected price. So I will be looking for the dollar to break above this, give some sort of retest of this zone, and then continue to the upside to complete the inverse head and shoulder. So it's important to note that we obviously need buys for the dollar so that we can have a directional sentiment for other trades, right? So in relation to that, let's move on to Euro USD. So Euro USD, for some time now I've been speaking about this third to fourth swing point. So we have 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and I'm expecting Euro USD to form the third to fourth swing point still, right? And basically because this mirrors the dollar, if you look at this, this is a potential head and shoulder formation that is forming. Sign of reversal. We have a shoulder, yeah, head, and now potentially the other shoulder forming, right? So I am looking for some sort of bearish sentiment or bearish confluence to enter a short trade for Euro USD. One of the key factors that I'll be looking at is price breaking this minor uptrend. As you can see, we're in a minor uptrend, and basically looking for price to break below this previous support, retested to confirm resistance, and then enter a sell trade potentially somewhere around this area right here. Take profit will be around here. Okay, let's go for gold. So gold, from my last video, I basically identified that we are in a wedge formation. From the initial idea of it being a downtrend, we ended up forming a wedge formation, and basically price has broken out of this ascending channel, right? But it's not really convincing for me at the moment, because as you can see that price currently is retesting this key resistance, right? So for me, because the dollar, I'm expecting the dollar to gain strength, I will then look for gold sales, right? So the first indication is this double top. The second indication for me to get into a gold short would be for price to break back into this channel. When I say break back into this channel, you can see that this was a previous channel that price broke out of, right? So I'm looking for gold to break back into the structure, some sort of lower time frame retest, and then push all the way to the downside, right? Now it is also good to note that price may just basically push it upside and retest all-time highs, right? But because we've got basically potentially bullish bias on the dollar, and this is XAU USD. So once the dollar starts gaining strength, I'm expecting the opposite to happen here, right? So my bias for gold would be bearish sentiment. Just gonna depend if the dollar can basically pick up today, meaning that it can break past the zone, give some sort of retest, and then continue pushing to the upside, right? This one is interesting. Let's also check GEO, because we are basically, if you recall, let me just clear this. So I actually took a trade on GEO that actually worked out quite well. If you can recall my first video for the week, we were basically, price was around this area right here, and I basically said that GU is looking to form some sort of what you call this, some sort of head and shoulder formation, and I entered the trade right around here, and my stop loss was around here. My take profit, let me just try and get my line so that I can remember correctly. Once I'm done with the trade, I normally just clear my chart, so I don't really think too much. Yeah, so we had this minor uptrend, and I basically entered a long position. I think it was around here, and I had my stop loss here, and I had my take profit here. So basically, yeah, I took a trade on GU. If you recall my first video, I said that due to price potentially forming a head and shoulder formation, sign of reversal, we need the shoulder to form. So since we needed the shoulder to form, I then entered a long position around here, and basically GU could do one of two things. It could continue pushing to the upside, or it could form some sort of double shoulder and then push to the downside. I'm more looking for the push to the downside because of the dollar potentially gaining strength. Also, if we look on the daily chart, we were in this expanding pattern or reverse wedge, and basically price failed to break out, forming some sort of liquidity sweep or market manipulation area. And now this is very clear for us to see that we are at the top of this channel. We are now potentially forming head and shoulder formation, and because the dollar potentially could be gaining strength, this is very possible that this can happen. So my sentiment for today is I will be looking for the dollar to gain strength. Thus, I will be looking for USD pairs like Euro USD to short, GU not yet ready to short, gold ready to short.